Hello and welcome everybody to Liberal Studies 175. My name is Dr. Jared Champion. I will be your instructor this term and actually next term as well for Liberal Studies 180. The college here, College of Professional Advancement, has decided that it's really best for you all if you stick around with me for the whole semester. So both of those courses work in sequence. So if you're taking me right now for 175, so long as you pass the course, which I hope you all will, you'll be moving along with me to Liberal Studies 180 in the second term of the semester. That course will also be online, so by that point you will be very, very familiar with all of the tools and all the resources as well as the assignments that will be required of you throughout the course of the semester. What I have for you here is I've pulled up the Canvas page for the course. So if you look here, you'll see that this is our Canvas page. We have all of these different navigation points. We've got the home page here. I encourage you to take a look. You'll find here my office hours are listed, my email address, the phone number. All of this information is really, really helpful, and we're going to talk in some more detail about how to use this information and how to use me as a resource throughout the course of the next 16 weeks. But I want you to become familiar with the page, specifically our Canvas page, because this is where the course happens. In a traditional brick and mortar class, the Canvas page is often used to supplement. However, this is where everything comes together for you. We have our announcements here. These will also be posted to your Canvas page generally, so pay specific attention to the announcements. These are really, really crucial. Also really crucial that you check your email routinely. So even if you have a personal email, I have a personal email that is tied to, it's what I use for all of my emails with family, that sort of thing. If you have a personal email, this is different. You need to check your Mercer email because I only have access to your Mercer email. So when we talk and communicate, it needs to be through that Mercer account so that we have that all together. Also, when I send out group emails or emails to the entire class, it will only go to your Mercer email. So make sure you check that Mercer email daily, every day. Sometimes there'll be an email, sometimes there won't, but often when there's an important email, you'll want to check it. For example, sometimes there may be an email that says you'll have an extension on a paper, or there'll be an assignment where you get a couple of extra days, or perhaps there's something that's confusing and I'm able to clear it up via email. So make sure you're checking that regularly. It will make a world of difference for your experience if you're not missing key emails. It's also the best way to get in touch with me. So when you come back here, what you're going to find out is that I do have office hours, and those are times when my phone is really good. You can call me during those hours and I'll be here. That phone is actually right here, the old-fashioned one with the cable on it. So if I'm near enough that I can grab it, that's a great way to reach me, but I'm only sitting next to that phone for 10 hours a week. The rest of the time I'll likely be working from home. So what you need to know as well is that your best route for getting in touch with me is my email. So send me an email anytime you need anything. Even if you call me and leave a message, I encourage you to follow up with an email, because if you message me, say you run into a problem at 4 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon, you don't want to have to wait until Tuesday when I come back into the office to get that message to get back in touch with you. So make sure you email me those questions. I'm always happy to be in touch with you via email. I'm also happy to set up a time to talk on the phone. But just practically speaking, think really closely about what it is you need from me and how to get in touch with me, and know that these tools are available. The best thing we can do in this course is to set up a clear line of communication, and these are some of the tools available for you. We also have the syllabus here, so you'll have a number of the different key points as you go through the syllabus page, but pay specific attention down here to the hyperlink where you'll be able to print it out, and before you take the first quiz, you'll want to have that printed out. Ideally, if you don't have a printer at home, that's okay. You can always save it to your computer, but studies have shown that you tend to retain information better if you print out the information and have it in hand, so I encourage you to print it out if at all possible. You also need to take the course orientation, and we'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment when we move over here to the modules. So on the modules here, they're broken up week by week. At the very top, you have a required orientation, and this is required of any course that you take online to make sure that you're ready and understand the requirements of that course. You won't see week one until you finish up the required orientation. What you're going to notice here is on my computer, it says prerequisites. prerequisite orientation requirements start here. So what that means is this window won't be available to you until you've completed this window. That's how every week is designed. So you will need to do all of the assignments before the next week is open for you. You should also know that even if you complete all of the assignments for week 1, week 2 won't be available to you until Monday. So don't expect to work through it all in an afternoon or a couple of days at the beginning of the semester. It's really important that you space out your time and that you know that each week you're going to have a number of assignments that are due at different points throughout the week. That's really, really critical so that you can start getting into that routine and that pattern, because unlike a regular class where you might come in and meet with me on a Wednesday and then have assignments due the following Wednesday, this is a little bit different because we need to maintain some of that constant contact. So you'll have some assignments that are due on Thursday, some that are due on Sunday, and then the assignments will become available for you on Monday. So it's specifically designed to make sure that you're spacing out that work. And that's not just to make things more difficult for you. It's actually because we learn writing better when we have time to let it process and work in our brains and really solidify. The way I like to compare what I would compare it to is going to the gym. If you go to the gym for 12 hours on a Saturday, you're not going to get the same health results as if you went for 12 hours over the course of 12 days. Your body needs time to process and recover and heal and take in that new fitness. So in many of the same respects, your ability to become a strong writer will work the same. So when you're thinking through all of this, what I want you to do is really think through how you're getting through this work and how you're pacing everything as you go through this. So here you'll notice we've got the week 1 objectives. This is a great place for you to go every week to start out and understand what you're trying to learn this week. For week 1, ultimately what we're trying to get you to understand is just how the course operates. So a lot of the work is going to be going through the motions, making sure you know where to find the objectives, making sure you know the deadlines, and making sure you know how to set up your Edpuzzle account, how to do an activity on Edpuzzle, how to do a paper progress assignment. All of these are built for the first week just to become familiar with the course. Week 2, you'll move into some more content-related issues. So you'll do some reading for week 2. You'll apply some of that reading. You'll come and watch a lecture from me, which is what this is actually, the lecture. So you'll see the lecture and then you'll process that in the reflection. So just know that this first week, the objectives are for you to become familiar with the course. How do you take an online course? How do you set yourself up for success? I want you to notice as well that through each of these, they'll all follow the same pattern. So open up with the objectives, then you're going to have the discussion, then the quiz, then activities 1, activity 2, the lecture, reflection, and the paper progress assignment. This is specifically designed so that every week the pattern remains the same. So if you do a reflection on Sunday night, week 1, Sunday night of week 8, you'll also do a reflection. So the activities, the types of activities will repeat. Be sure you're familiar with this. And what that will do is really help you plan out your week. So if you know you have a busy Sunday and you have 2 assignments due on Sunday night, 3 assignments due on Sunday night, then you may want to set aside some time on Friday or Saturday, or maybe you want to work ahead and try to get them finished all on Thursday. It's all within your ability to figure out how you set this up, but I have deliberately tried to set it up in such a way that you are able to plug and play throughout the course of the semester and understand what's coming down the pike and what you need to be ready for. You'll notice here as well that the assignments are all built together. They'll follow that pattern, and also you'll have some of those different assignments as you go through it that you'll spend more time on certain weeks, and some weeks you'll spend less time. But what you need to know is that in the grand scheme of the course, it's expected you're going to spend quite a bit of time on this. It's a lot of time. So being in an online course can be pretty time intensive. So know that going in. Over here, let's talk about the syllabus just a little bit. I want to pull this up here. And when you click on this link here, often it will open a little window, but if it doesn't, let's go here and this will open it up for us. Here's your syllabus. I encourage you to print this out because the first quiz for the week is on the syllabus. You can print it out, you can reference it, and that's a really great way to start yourself off on the right foot, where if you can make 100 on that quiz, which you should be able to, the answers are all right in front of you, then it will really get you into that habit of understanding how you go about doing this course and how you go about succeeding throughout the course of the semester. As you look through this one here, make sure you pay particular attention to the books that are needed right here. These will be needed next week, no later. So if you haven't ordered them yet, you need to order them immediately. My recommendation is go and pick them up in person from the Atlanta or Macon campus if possible. And if it's not possible, you need to order them today and have them expedited shipping coming to you right away so that you have them in hand. If you are looking ahead to future semesters as well, know that the books will always be listed on the bookstore's webpage months before the class starts. So you can order your books. In fact, for the second term, you should be able to start ordering them as soon as a week or two from now. So pay specific attention to that as well. Take a look at all of the different requirements for the course and make sure that you're ready for it. A lot of students really love online courses, and then a lot of students find that they can be very challenging because it doesn't have the same sort of routine that you would have in what we would call a brick and mortar or a traditional class. Make sure that and be honest with yourself. Are you going to be able to learn independently? Are you going to be able to fully engage in the activities? Are you going to be able to seek help from me when you need it? If you feel like these are not things that you'll be able to do, let's talk sooner than later because we want to set you up for success, and these are ways that you do that. Make sure you pay attention here to the software requirements and make sure you have a computer that will work with these, specifically the Respondus Lockdown browser. This one is really, really crucial for you to be successful in this course. It's basically a service that will shut down your computer so you don't browse the web while you're taking a quiz. It's to make sure that everybody is only taking quizzes with the materials in front of them and not finding answers online. Pay attention to the grading here as well. This will really help you understand how the grading goes, and pay attention to those dates and the deadlines. If I were sitting in your shoes, would go ahead and write down every Thursday you're going to have a quiz. Every week on Thursday you're going to need to finish the lecture. You're going to need to do a weekly activity by Thursdays. What about Sundays? You're going to have a reflection that's due, discussion and responses. Go ahead and pencil them in on your calendar so that you know that those are coming down the pike. Pay attention to the academic integrity and pay specific attention to the idea of plagiarism. There's nothing more heartbreaking to me than a case of plagiarism. And here's the deal. I will give you 100% of my time before the paper's due to make sure that your paper's in good shape. So make sure you take advantage of that, because the same holds true if you turn in something that's not your own after the fact. I'll give you 100% of the time holding you accountable. I'd much rather help you be successful than accountable. So just keep that in mind as well. So go through all of these different materials, and then also reach out to me. Make sure that you're in touch with me, because this is an online course. It's especially important that you're proactive on the front end about reaching out to me. My job as an instructor and as your professor is to be your coach throughout the course of the next 8 weeks and really the next 16 weeks to put you in a position to be successful. If you struggle or if you feel yourself falling behind, reach out to me early. This is way easier for us to work through than if you let yourself get a week or two behind. That's much harder to bounce back from. But if you're having trouble on a specific assignment or you don't understand some directions, let me know and let's work through that, because I'm happy to figure out what it is that's confusing. And often, if it's confusing to you, it's likely confusing to a number of your peers. So your reaching out often does good for the whole entire community. And that's the way I want you to think about this. This is our community. It's a digital community. It's not traditional, but it is an important community, and it's important that we're all doing our best to help that community in every way possible. I'm really looking forward to this term and this semester. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for us to work on our writing and to become better writers and thinkers, and to really set ourselves up for success throughout the next however many years you're with us here at the College of Professional Advancement. Once again, my name is Dr. Jared Champion. I'm excited to work with you, and if you need anything, again, please reach out as soon as possible. I'm happy to speak with you, and I'm looking forward to working with each and every one of you. Thanks again, and have a great week.